Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 28th, and I thought I'd check in. I was able to, on Sunday, finish my Broomhilda. This is by Brenda Gervais, and is part of the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee booklet. She's so cute. I love that little pumpkin. So I finished this, and instead of moving on to doing another one of these little pin cushions, I decided to move to something else. So you may recall that I was planning on stitching The Cat in the Moon, also by Brenda Gervais, but the fabric that I got originally was terrible. So I ordered another piece of fabric. I ordered it from Lindy Stitches. Did I talk about this? I don't remember. But I ordered another piece of fabric. I ordered another 32 count, which is what I need. But I got Caramel by Seraphim, and it's so much better. So I decided to start The Cat in the Moon. And this is where I'm at currently. See, fabric is so much better. It's a lot warmer than it's looking like in this video, but so much better. So I stitched the little moon. I did go back to my original piece of fabric and rip out the 5 stitches that I did so that I could reuse that length of thread, or 2 lengths of thread. So I stitched my moon. He still needs an eye in his little cheek. And then I started on the cat, so you can see the top of his ear and the top of his head. And then I went up and started working on his little hat. Now the chart calls for the cat to be hickory sticks, which is a dark brown. But as long as I've looked at this, it's looked like a black cat to me, and that was the reason I was interested in it, because it reminded me of my Tut. So instead of stitching the cat in hickory sticks, I'm stitching him in charcoal. And the pattern does call for charcoal, but just for like the centers of his eyes, for his pupils. But I'm going to stitch his whole face in charcoal, and hopefully I have enough thread. It's a brand new skein, but it's weak, so we'll see. But I'm very pleased with how this is looking. I'm pleased with how the fabric looks. It doesn't look like cheesecloth like that other one. I'm pleased with how my threads are looking on it. So this has been fun so far, and I'm just going to keep going on this. We'll see if I can get it done by Halloween. Loving it. Hi all, it is Thursday, October 30th, and I am so behind in trying to do videos, vlog clips, whatever, because things are they've just been crazy. And I've been really struggling with my migraines as well, so that's part of it. But I took a vacation day today and tomorrow so that I could celebrate, the holiday of Halloween, as well as just to get a little break because it's been a lot. I have new glasses. They have snakes on them because, of course, they do. But I'm really kind of loving them. So, yeah, got my stuff on here, and yeah. So today I am out and about. I have some errands that I need to run to a, I've got like 3 errands I need to run that were all about 45 minutes away. So I figured I would try to stack them. And the highway's right here, so yeah. Anyway, so 45 minutes away. So I figured I would stack these up, and it made sense to do them on a day that I was off from work so that I wasn't trying to kind of rush. But I need to go to the vet to drop something off. Basically the pain pills that we weren't able to use for Ramsey's because we went with the transdermal pain medicine, which was much better, but the pain pills were a no-go. He is not as good as taking pills as Tut was. And then I am also going to pick up my sewing machine. I think I mentioned that I had to drop it off to be cleaned and repaired because I was having tension issues and all that. They actually called last Wednesday and said it was ready. So now here I finally am going to pick it up. And then there is also a like a craft resale shop here. And when I was going through like all of my charts and everything, I grabbed a bunch of stuff, and instead of going to the trouble of trying to sell it on one of the stash unload groups, whatever, I'm just going to donate it because that gets it out of my house quickly. So I'm going to go there and hopefully drop off the 2 boxes of stuff that I have and get that out of my house. And oh, and I did paint my nails. So yeah. Okay. I have many more things to tell you, but I gotta get going. So I will check back in maybe later. Hi all, it is Friday, October 31st, which means it is Halloween, my favorite day of the year, next to my birthday. Actually, I hate my birthday, so it's my favorite day of the year. Anyway, I thought I would show you where I'm at on my Cat in the Moon. I did not get a ton of progress done last night because I kept falling asleep and because Ramsey's wanted attention. So, but I managed to get past his little eyebrows almost, and I'm loving how this is looking. Very pleased. And I'm enjoying working on it. So, I did get my errands run yesterday. I went to the vet, dropped off those pain pills, went and picked up my sewing machine, and hopefully it's all working and fantastic now. They did say they had to do quite a bit of cleaning on it because I've never taken it in to be cleaned or serviced or anything. So I did ask like how often I needed to do that, and she was like, you should probably bring it in once a year. So that is the plan going forward. But I am pleased that I got it done. And here's my cat. So I am pleased that I got it done. And now I can get back to my sewing projects that I was working on and hopefully have no issues with them. sewing machine related anyway. So, and then I went to the craft reuse place and donated a whole bunch of charts. I had like a whole bag and a box of them. And the way that they do donations is they weigh them. So I had 4 pounds worth, which seems like a lot. But now that is out of the house, thankfully. And I'm already thinking about other things that I think I want to get rid of, but we'll get to that. So got all of that done, and I am off work again today. On the agenda is to try to do some FFOing. So I need to FFO my planchette, which I intend to release today. So I need to get it FFO'd and photographed and the chart wrapped up and all that good stuff. We'll see if that actually happens. And then I have my Halloween fairy, not a fairy. I have the frame for her, so I'd like to get her framed so that I can enjoy her for a day. And then I have my little candy bucket ornaments that I would also like to FFO. So we shall see if any of that happens today. And then I also need to edit my week 3 vlog and get that uploaded. So, but I did think that I would share a little bit of this. So this is the Witchy Stitcher book, which I ordered back in August, and it finally arrived because I guess I had to get in on the second printing. And so I thought I would just kind of show you some of the things that I'm loving out of this book, because other than seeing people, stitch on things, I haven't really seen anybody, kind of show some of the designs. So we'll see if I can, I don't know if I can do this one-handed. We'll see. Okay, so there's one of them. I just thought this was cute. With the little hanging, bat portraits and the candles, etc. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna put my camera over there while I try to find the other one. Oh, I'm crap at this. I like this one. I don't know if I would stitch it, but I like it. I like this 3 of Besoms. And I do like it on that fabric too. Maybe I'll leave my bookmarks in there. This is really working out well. I'm excellent at flip throughs. I did like this one also. This reminded me of my Jinx piece that I stitched several years ago that was from Raise the Roof, and I stitched it on pink fabric because that's how it was on the model. And then a friend of mine turned it into a drum. I really kind of like this layout though. Not entirely sure I need to stitch, kind of a similar thing again, but yeah. This is the cover photo, and I do really like this. This Nevermore I thought was cool. And it's on this primitive hair fabric, but then they've taken and made, you know, these streaky lines during finishing, which looks really cool. And she tells you how to do that. This is why I bought the book, because I really want to stitch this. I think it'll go perfect with my Dracula book cover. But also, trying to find 40 count black fabric appears to be impossible, because I keep looking and can't find any anywhere. So if you know of where I can find some, let me know. But I really like this. That's a definite stitch. Here's the carnivorous plants. So she has a poisonous plants piece that's in her Etsy shop or on her website, and I have that, and I really want to stitch that. This is the companion to it. I don't know that I need to stitch this one too, but I like that it's a companion piece. And I do like those trumpet flowers. Oop. And I do like this owl. Oh, that orange is stitched though, which is a lot. And then I think there's one more. Oh, this is the Ginger Dead house. I thought that was fun. So anyway, those are the pieces that I saw in here that I thought were fun. There's a bunch of others. I think the book is well worth it if you like her style and like stitching spooky stuff. So yeah. Okay, so I've told you what's on my agenda for today. We'll see how much I get done. The plan tonight is to watch some movies, order pizza, pretend we're not home because we don't have candy in the house. So, yeah, happy Halloween. Oh, and this morning when I came downstairs to get my coffee, I heard so many crows outside. Like just this constant cawing. And it was really kind of cool because I only occasionally hear crows, but mostly it's blue jays and cardinals. But this morning it was nothing but crows, which I thought was really cool. So I wanted to share my ghost with you and the story behind this. So when I was growing up, my mom and my grandma did ceramics, meaning that they, you know, bought greenware that had been poured into molds and then painted them and then had them fired. And so we had a ton of ceramic decorations, particularly like holiday decorations that they had made. And so for Halloween, we had a ghost that was made out of this mold. And I absolutely loved it. Like I loved our Halloween decorations, Christmas decorations too, but we're focused on Halloween at the moment. So I had always, you know, kind of counted on the fact that someday my mom would pass these along to me and then I would have them. That didn't work out that way. So the past few years, I have been on the hunt to replace them, basically, so that I have pieces like the ones that my mom and my grandma made. And so last year, maybe the year before, I don't remember. It may have been 2 years ago. I found this on Etsy and purchased it, and I absolutely love it. Like, it makes me so happy. And trying to find pieces that are made from these vintage, like 1970s molds is a little bit of a challenge, but I'm really super thrilled with this one. So I get him out, and I love the orange light in there, and he just brings a huge smile to my face. So it's like a little bit of my childhood that I've been able to find again. And now I have, this piece that reminds me of that, and it's mine. So very happy I found one. Okay, so after I hunted down my ghost, the next piece that was on my wish list to replace was this witch sitting on a pumpkin. This one took me a long time to find, and so it is from a vintage mold. This is the same mold that my mom's piece was from, and the problem with it is that a lot of these that you find that are painted by hobbyists or whatever from that time period are crap. They just look terrible. And as is people's want, a lot of them gave their witches green skin, which I kind of hate. So it took me a little while to find one that had the holes cut out so that you could make it a light, and 2, find one that had not green skin, and then 3, just one that looked like it was painted well. So I finally found this one. Actually, I found one, bought it, and then within like 10 minutes the person on eBay had refunded my money. I'm like, really? So I found a second one, and it came, and I absolutely love it. And so here's she's got some chips, obviously. She's a little, dinged up, but, she's however many years old, 40 something years old. So, I love the black cat with the green eyes. But here's one of the cool things. So, like I said, I grew up with these pieces. My mom had, painted one of these. So in the little spell book that's down here on my mom's version, she had just sort of taken, her brush and just made like kind of little squiggle lines for writing. But when I started researching these and looking for them, I actually was able to see like what the spell book actually looks like. And oh my God, it has an ankh on it. And if you have been here for any period of time, you know that like I'm 1000% into Egyptian stuff. So the fact that this spell book actually has actual writing on it, first of all, and has an ankh on it, I was like, okay, this is really cool. So then, like, as that became like my next, criteria as I was looking for a witch, was to find one where on the spell book you could actually see the ankh and the writing. So very, very pleased. And you're here's the back of her. So I have a light in her. It's actually one of the lights out of my Christmas Village, my Dickens Christmas Village. But I just love her. She's painted not exactly like the one that my mom did, but I really like how she looks, and she's really so close. So I love these little mushrooms down here, and the candles and the bell. So apologies for the garbage truck noise outside. So I was absolutely thrilled to find this witch, and it, like I said, it just took me forever to find one, but now I have one and I'm super thrilled. So, okay, and I'm gonna have a shadow on this no matter how I do it, so sorry. So this one, so the other Halloween decorations, ceramic Halloween decorations that I remember from my mom, we had a big jack-o'-lantern that had, you know, the eyes cut out, the eyes, nose, mouth, etc., that you could put a candle in. And of course, way back when, like, we never put a candle in it, and it was before the days of like battery powered candles. So I have been, now that I found my witch, I've been looking for vintage ceramic pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, and I found this one. He's not very big, you know, he's probably about 6 inches or so tall, so he's not as big as the one that my mom made, but I love him. He was made by a hobbyist, so, you know, hand painted, etc., not, you know, mass produced. And I have a battery operated tea light in there, but it's kind of dying, so I need to put another one on there, in there, but it's kind of towards the end of the season, so. But I just absolutely love him. I'm still on the hunt for more jack-o'-lanterns because I would like a bigger one, but I love this one. I'm really happy I found it. So that's kind of my, those are my ceramic pieces. They're like my favorite Halloween decorations that I have. And I just wanted to kind of share the story behind them and why they're important to me. Because they just bring back, you know, this whole kind of childhood, you know, memory thing. And since I can't have the actual pieces that my mom or my grandma made, I'm really pleased that I'm able to kind of replace them with pieces that were made from the same molds, and they just make me really happy. So now I'm on the hunt for Thanksgiving decorations, but we'll talk about that later. So, but I just wanted to share these with you, and yeah, I really love them. They make me super happy. And as you can see, that candle does kind of flicker, so very cool. Hi, friends. It's been a lot. So, but I wanted to take you down a rabbit hole with me because I am so far down this rabbit hole, it is not even funny. But I wanted to share with you, and I know that I've shown this like a little vlog clip in a previous video, but I didn't talk about it, I don't think, so let me take you down the rabbit hole. So there is a company called the York Ghost Merchants in York in England, and they make ghosts. And I stumbled across these from someone else that is a collector, and I just got completely like enamored. This is the box they come in. So they have this little shop. It's a little, it's a small company, and they make these ghosts. And they make them in all different types. And I don't know if this is even going to focus. Yeah, okay. All different types. They release them every so often online. They do clandestine releases every so often, so you don't know when it's happening. They're just dropped. This one I bought earlier in the year, and this is the Ghost of Jackdaw Manor, and I absolutely love it. So you can see they're not very big. They are ceramic and just absolutely love. So the reason that I have gone seriously down this rabbit hole this week is because it is Ghost Week in York. And so they have special events and special ghosts for the week, and like all in that area they have something called the Ghost Walk, and there's different events like scavenger hunts, and they hide little ghosts around the city and around that area of the city. And people queue up every day to go to the shop and pick up, special ghosts and all sorts of things. And so in the York Ghost Merchant groups that I'm in, I've been like every day, like looking at updates and seeing photos of what ghosts people got, and hearing about, they had like a trivia night, and they had with ghosts that you could win, and all sorts of things. So I have been so far down this rabbit hole this week that I don't know. The ghosts are definitely like a special interest of mine, but then also like this week I've just been so hyper fixated on it. But that's okay, because I needed to hyperfixate on something, so why not ghosts? But I just had to share because A, I love them, and B, there's just something that, has been kind of, I don't know, fun about vicariously living through other people going and doing Ghost Week and participating in the events and queuing up early in the morning to get in, and finding booze around the city, and that would be BOOS, Venus, the plural of boo, which are smaller ghosts. And I'm just, I had to share. So, yeah, this is just one of those things that, like I said, I have just gone completely down the rabbit hole with these things. But, and I've been like seriously expanding my wish list. So, anyway, so York Ghost Merchants, check them out. They have some really, really cool ghosts, and the most recent one that they released, that was a regular release, was called the Lamplighter, that has some glow-in-the-dark speckles. So anyway, yeah, I just had to share. So the other thing that I am hyper fixating on and going down the deep dive on is something else called cyclical planning, which I will probably talk more about in the future, but it's really got me intrigued about a better way to schedule out, some routines, and kind of change my whole outlook on my calendar. I had talked previously about how I really wanted to, kind of start my new year at the spring equinox instead of January 1st, because January 1st is the middle of winter, which is kind of a dumb time to start new things, because it's the time when you should be wintering, basically hibernating, and conserving your energy, etc. It is not really the time for starting new things. That's what the spring equinox is for. And so I've been going down this rabbit hole of cyclical planning, and basically, looking at how I can better divide up my year into quarters with the seasons, and focus more on that, and be more focused on scheduling different things throughout the year based on what season we're in, and whether it's a time for conserving energy and being more internal versus doing things like deep cleaning or decluttering, things like that, goal setting at different times of the year where it makes more sense. And so I'm super excited about it. And between Ghost Week and cyclical planning, it's like that's all I want to talk about. But I don't really have anybody to talk to about those things, so I just journal a lot and work in my commonplace book. So anyway, I just felt like I needed to share. But I'm really just, these are the things that are keeping me sane these days, because there's just been a lot going on, and I just had to share. So anyway, I will probably talk more about cyclical planning as I get more into it, but I did have to come on here and just talk to you about Ghost Week and my ghost, because I love him. He makes me really happy. So, all right, happy haunting. Hi all, it's Monday, November 3rd, and so I thought I would wrap up my Dark October stitching vlog, and I wanted to show you where I got to on my Cat in the Moon. So I last night managed to finish his eyes, and I'm just down to where I need to put his nose in so that I can keep going on his face. But he's so cute. I just love him already. Especially his little eyebrows. So, I think I'm just going to keep going on this, even though it's November. I'm just going to keep going on this until I get it done, because I would like to just have this finished. But I'm loving it, really happy with that. And I did attempt to do some finishing. I did get my planchette finished. It's not entirely centered on this because I have not glued it down yet, but this is the board that April in Alabama made for me. Homestead Needleworks. Is that right? I'll have to double check that. Anyway, April in Alabama, and really love how this turned out. This may be one of my favorites of the planchettes. This is the Belladonna planchette, and I had hoped to release this in October. It's now November, so I will get it released soon, as soon as I get it glued and get the chart finished up, and then we'll go from there. So the last few days have just been a little kind of crazy busy, so I haven't checked in, but on Halloween, so I took vacation days Thursday and Friday, and Friday was Halloween, and that evening we did our usual where we ordered pizza and watched movies and just kind of hung around and had a quiet evening. We watched Nosferatu because I've been wanting to see it since it came out last December, and so it was finally available to watch on Prime or something. So we watched that, and it was like 2 hours and 12 minutes, so we didn't really watch anything after that. That was kind of enough, but I have to say I loved it. I thought it was beautiful and gothic and atmospheric and complex, and it to me was like, so the 1992 Bram Stoker's Dracula is like one of my favorite films, but this almost seemed like a more complex version of that film. Like it, you know, the cinematography was fantastic. It was just done really well. It actually reminded me a lot of Penny Dreadful, which is one of my favorite things ever. So if you are into, you know, the gothic genre, definitely recommend if you haven't seen it. So anyway, so we watched that on Thursday or on Friday night for Halloween. And then on Saturday, I was invited to join a virtual stitch-in. There is a group of stitchers that have decided to stitch my 15 friends, my Bristol sampler, together as a stitch along. And so this was their kind of launch gathering. Several people have already started, but this was their inaugural launch meeting, and so they asked me if I wanted to join and just chat with everybody for a little bit. So I did that. It was super fun. Got to talk a little bit about the sampler and about charting her and all of that. It was so nice. Just really kind of an honor to be invited. And their plan is to finish that up by September at the Pacific Northwest Acorns and Threads gathering next year, so very exciting. So I did that on Saturday, and then we had family dinner night. Eric made a really delicious dinner. He made this lemon chicken dish that was fantastic, and he baked bread and made some green beans that had slivered almonds and cranberries in them, and he made this pumpkin chickpea soup that was so good. I could have eaten like 3 bowls of that. And then for dessert, he made these traditional Italian cookies that the name translates to Bones of the Dead, because it was All Souls Day. So it was a really, really delicious dinner, and we had cocktails. It was a drink called a Grave Digger, and it was like ginger beer and spiced apple cider and tequila and lemon juice, I think. So it was really good. And yesterday yesterday was Sunday, so I'm working on putting together new routines for myself, and I will probably talk more about this in the future, but one of the things that I am trying to do is on Sundays to make that my reset day, to basically like set up my planner for the week, clear off my desk, clear out my inbox, get my email inboxes to 0, just basically kind of like closing the loop on, anything from the past week and getting myself ready for the new week, to just kind of set myself up for success and, all that good stuff. And of course, on Sundays, I do all of my house cleaning and laundry and all that good stuff too. So yesterday, it felt really good to sit down and do my reset tasks and kind of just get ready for the week. And we also had the Sampler Guild of the Rockies meeting yesterday, so I just kind of had that on where I could listen and work in my planner and stuff, and go through emails and things while I was listening. So that worked out perfectly. So I'm going to sign off and hopefully get these videos uploaded. I still have to edit and upload week 3 before I do week 4, but we're just rolling with it. So I will be back sometime soon to talk about my November plans and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for joining me for another Dark October stitching, and happy spooky stitching to you, because of course we will continue with Dark 13 stitching every month. So try to squeeze in some spooky stitching with your other seasonal stitching. All right, happy stitching all.